Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, call Halayim YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well over the flock of Israel. Shalom and salutation to you brothers out here that's pushing the words of truth and sincerity on Rapah Month. And this video, I'm going to get into a little bit about endurance and temperance and brotherhood. Only because, just laying back and off the conversation I've been having lately with Akim. As far as on the GMS Classic Kings podcast channel, and kind of what it takes behind the scenes to be able to pull something like this off through the spirit of YAHAWASHI. Of course, everything we do is in the spirit of YAHAWASHI. And the scriptures tell you in so many ways, in so many scriptures, with everything you do, with all your might, you do it to the Lord. You're doing it for the Lord with all your might and your strength, right? And so ultimately, it takes a bit of work, to be able to pull certain things off through the spirit. What happens is it takes a lot of more communication, all right? But it's all about endurance, the will to continue to move forward even when things don't seem to go your way. Isaiah 48:10 says, "Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction." All types of hell, all type of affliction we go through to be refined so that we can be like the finest of silver and gold. And these afflictions are any trouble and turmoils and situations you go through that aren't easy, okay? And that you need endurance, meaning you need a durability or hardness to be able to go through. Some men wouldn't pull through if they're anything less than gold. And we're being tried ultimately by YAHAWASHI to be like fine gold, and that's why he puts us through such situations. But sometimes we actually test ourselves. The scriptures talk about proving yourselves, and you can prove yourselves in your faith by certain works that you do, also by keeping active, staying active, remaining steadfast. The scriptures go into that a lot. Being positive, remaining positive, loving the brotherhood, all of these things which require work. Why would brotherhood ever require work? Because sometimes you don't see eye to eye with Akim. Sometimes there's fallouts and so forth and so on. And it takes work and more work, and faith. Of course, everything mixed in with faith to continue on these things. And just to drop a little inside, only because not the algorithms, but the analytics, do I know that all the views shot up and the attention, how long people watch the videos shot up, everything shot up as far as the channel with the podcast goes. But it takes a process of being able to find brothers out and communicate with them for this to actually happen. And that means communication. That means you actually have to know what to say, know what you're going to say, keep it short and sweet, and to try to get brothers involved in the plan. Ultimately, there's situations in which things are going to happen, of course. Can everybody show up at every time? No. Will everybody show up who said they will? No. Do you hold it against that brother? Hell no. We in Babylon. We all understand the types of situations that the Lord has called us back to. We all understand hell, okay? Hell causes things to happen. Brothers might not show up at a certain time, or no call, no show, all sorts of things. You got to learn how to be the type of Jake to not hold it against anybody, to understand that it's going to work out eventually, Things is going to pan out eventually, Endure with the brotherhood just as much you endure with anything else. When you understand you don't get muscles one day by going into the gym and choosing muscles off the shelf, all right? It doesn't work like that. You have to put in work and constantly build relationships, constantly do these things. Or as far as communication level go, you have to be at it constantly. Consistency is key, and it's true too. You have brothers such as Amon Kabar, Great Millstone, Awakening 144. You have who's an elder in New York City. You have the elder in Yashawamba in Dallas, and the elder Manatazakba, South Carolina. You got so many elders who are known for consistent work, pushing, hair in and hair out. All right. You got the elder out here in Roma, out here in Birmingham. You got elders in Los Angeles. You got the brother out there, Motivation, Shalom to him as well. You got certain members of Great Millstone who are always going to put things out, constantly enduring, and they do it because the Spirit of the Lord giving them a fiery endurance and a fiery consistent spirit, man, which is able to whatever adversity comes your way, you still are able to rebuke the demons that want to slow you down, that want to take you out. You just continue to basically through the Spirit of YAHAWASHI manifest your best self, man. Ecclesiastes 2:2, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. What happens is in these videos that I through the Spirit of YAHAWASHI I'll be putting together for Akim is you got to be able to take rejection as well. It's nothing for a man to tell me no. It's nothing, and the Lord built me up to that point. Akim, I did a lot of sales, over the last year, and that built up my level of ability to handle rejection, and that's where a lot of the confidence comes from. It wasn't overnight. It's not something I had prior to that. The level I got through consistently calling people and getting cussed out, turned down, hung up on, this, that, and the third. It completely dismantled my ego, and in order for me to continue on and be adverse to that, I had to, damn near just side with a different ego, alternative ego, displace or throw out the old ego that didn't make sense anymore. And I put a lot of quotes up that go something like, your old self is what you had needed to survive, and now your new self is what you need to thrive. So, it made more sense to just continue on and learn how to overcome this challenge instead of always being in fear of it. And so ultimately that's what happened, and through the Spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, little did I know that built up a type of courage and consistency and fearlessness in me that I was able to apply to the truth, man. So when it comes down to hitting brothers up about a certain situation, whether I've spoken to you a year ago, whether I haven't heard from you, or we haven't heard from each other in 4 or 5 years, it doesn't mean anything. We're men. We're gonna pick up where we left off anyway. If we're gonna pick up where we left off on them ships, we damn sure it's not gonna be no different here in Babylon. You just might be involved with little things, which takes more communication. We gotta basically set up times and appointed times, and you're dealing with multiple men with multiple different schedules. That means your conversation level gotta be on point. You do it over and over and over again, and then you accept the rejection when it comes, but you understand that it's all in the Spirit of YAHAWASHI and in love. And brothers is really much easier letting down than the world is. The world will cuss you out in 5 seconds. The world will tell you about your mama, your daddy, and then hang up the phone on you. Job 38:3, gird up thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. And that's the bread and the butter behind all of these videos and podcast shows that y'all see going on. Is brothers are communicating, brothers are well aware what exactly the topics are. It's not as gotcha journalism as it looks. Through the Spirit of the Lord, while at work, I'm able to come up with certain topics and everything like that. But ultimately, it's girding up your loins like a man. Whatever your talent is, whatever your service is unto the Lord, you do it like a man would do it. You do it. There's another quote, either Marcus Aurelius or one of the Stoicism quotes, where he says, not waste no time talking about what a man and a woman should be one. You know, so at the end of the day, it's about being who you think a man should be, being what you think a man of the Lord should be. You should be able to project that in your voice, in your actions, in your emotions, in your temperance, in your logic, all right, in your ways, in your considerations, in your dealings in everyday life. You should be able to evoke that awaken the conscious male masculinity within you that the Lord gave you. To put on, mixed with faith, mixed with being steadfast, mixed with brotherly kindness and affection, mixed with love, charity, meekness, and those things can coexist all together. Because we are men, and a complete male will have all the emotions, but able to control them at the same time. Isaiah 46:8, remember this and show yourselves men, bring it again to mind, O you transgressors. So, you know, what happens when you know, I dial these numbers or I shoot my shot for the show with brothers, you know, there'll be all types of responses. And you know, through the Spirit, I'm glad that that position, you know, that kind of lot has been bestowed upon me, or these ideas have been given to me, because I've never been so active in the camp. I've never been so appreciated so much interaction in the camp. I've never had so much to say to the flock and to brothers. I've never been able to be a help. And the feedback that I through the Spirit that I do get from the brothers is amazing. It's astounding. I'm surprised and I marvel at it all the time, because it's beautiful to hear that the Akim is actually interested and appreciative of something that I had a hand in doing through the Spirit of YAHAWASHI. And that's really all you can ask for in this time, man. Try to reflect some type of image of what YAHAWASHI would have been doing or approved of or loves to see. You know, try to reflect what he was to us, and you reflect that image back in the direction of brothers. Psalms 133:1, behold how good and pleasant is it for brethren to dwell together in unity. And so I love that aspect of the truth just as much I love to hear prophecy, just as much as I love to hear about, you know, a brother getting a new job. I live very vicariously through brothers. I could, you know, somewhat of an empath. Me and Akim have, you know, discussed that, and several Zaquanium have discussed that before. And it's looking real good, man. I mean, the projection is always positive. You know, we can go through all types of hell. When you're gold, you're gold. When you're tried, you're tried. When one affliction, two affliction, you get used to affliction, you learn how to endure. That's what endurance is being made hard. So that when the trials come now, you're already hard. You're hardened unto it. So you have more to work with now, as opposed to being weak and flimsy, or, you know, easy to burn up, and that draws. So, you know, we do this for one reason, for to qualify ourselves, Lord willing, that we will be one of his elect. And we know how the Most High appreciates those who do for his, and him that bringeth his prophets a cup of water, he will receive a prophet's reward. And scriptures tell us that, how to deal with each other, amongst each other, arms with each other, sharing with each other, kindly affectionate with each other. It just gives me a ability and a platform to just expound on that talent. And so I brought this out. This video was edifying. Like I said, you know, I didn't know where I was going with this video. I just knew that I wanted to reach out and just share exactly how this process goes behind the scenes, and how it came about, man, for those that's interested, you know. And I brought this out, Lord willing. We'll be seeing you one day on the show. You know, hit me up, man. Don't be a stranger. Shalom.